Mike Vrabel just coached New England to a Super Bowl. A.J. Brown reportedly wants to join him. Drake Maye finally has a real shot at becoming the franchise quarterback this team has been waiting for. Everything was falling into place for the Patriots. And then photos dropped. And just like that, the most important trade New England has needed in years suddenly has a shadow hanging over it that nobody saw coming. Let's start from the beginning, because this story did not arrive all at once. It came in waves. Mike Vrabel was hired as Patriots head coach before the 2025 season. He immediately turned things around. After back-to-back 4-13 seasons under his predecessor, Vrabel went 14-3 in his first year, earned the number 2 seed in the AFC, won 3 straight playoff games, and took this franchise back to the Super Bowl. He won AP NFL Coach of the Year. He was, by every measure, the best coaching hire New England had made in over 2 decades. Then the offseason happened. On April 7, 2026, Page Six published photos of Vrabel and Dianna Russini at an adults-only resort in Sedona, Arizona. Both Vrabel and Russini had already denied any wrongdoing in a statement from March 28th. Vrabel called the idea of an inappropriate relationship laughable. The denials did not stop what came next. Within a week, The Athletic launched an internal investigation into Russini's conduct. By April 14th, she had resigned. Vrabel, still employed as Patriots head coach, addressed the local media on April 21st, describing difficult conversations with his family, his players, and the organization. He did not deny anything. He did not confirm anything. He said he wanted to give the best version of himself to everyone around him. Then on April 23rd, more dropped. Page Six released photos from a New York City bar in 2020 showing the two together. TMZ released a casino photo from January 2024. That same day, Vrabel announced he would miss Day 3 of the 2026 NFL Draft to seek counseling with his family. On May 6th and 7th, TMZ published documents, photos, and video showing Vrabel and Russini renting a private boat in Tennessee in June 2021, while Russini was 7 months pregnant. The NFL reviewed the situation and announced on April 18th it would not pursue Vrabel under the personal conduct policy. Patriots ownership has made clear they are not firing him, but the damage to New England's offseason focus was already done. Here is where A.J. Brown enters the picture, and here is why it matters. Before this becomes a tabloid story and nothing more, it is worth stopping to explain who Dianna Russini actually is, because her role in NFL media is not small. Russini spent years as one of ESPN's top NFL insiders. She then moved to The Athletic, where she continued to break news on trades, contracts, and league-wide decisions. She was not a commentator sitting in a studio offering opinions. She was a reporter with direct sources inside front offices, coaching staffs, and the league office itself. She broke real news that moved markets and shaped the NFL conversation week to week. That position comes with access. It also comes with responsibility. When an NFL insider has what appears to be a close personal relationship with an active head coach, that creates a conflict of interest that goes beyond their personal lives. Every story Russini reported involving the Patriots, every trade rumor, every evaluation of Vrabel's coaching, every quote attributed to anonymous sources around the league, all of it now carries a question mark. And that question mark does not disappear just because Russini resigned from The Athletic. She is still publishing. She is still on microphones. On May 9th, she publicly predicted a rough 2026 season for the Patriots. Every word she says about New England from here forward is news. And it is news that the Patriots cannot control. That is the part of this story that goes beyond the personal. It changes how the media covers this franchise. It changes which reporters get access and which questions get asked. And when a team is trying to close a blockbuster trade, the last thing they need is the NFL media conversation centered on anything other than the deal itself. Drake Maye is the future of this franchise. That is not a debate. He has the arm, the instincts, and the football intelligence to be a franchise quarterback for the next decade. But developing a quarterback does not happen in a vacuum. The best passers in this league became the best because they had a genuine playmaker to grow with. Patrick Mahomes had Tyreek Hill. Joe Burrow had Jamar Chase. Maye needs that piece. Right now, the Patriots do not have it. Romeo Doubs signed a 4-year deal worth $68 million this offseason, and he is a solid player. He is not an elite number 1 receiver. He is not the kind of player defenses have to scheme around every single week. A.J. Brown is that player. He has 524 catches, 8,029 yards, and 56 touchdowns across 7 NFL seasons. He scored 32 touchdowns in 4 years with the Eagles. When he is healthy and motivated, there are maybe 5 receivers in the NFL in his class. And here is the connection that makes this trade uniquely possible. Brown already played for Mike Vrabel. From 2019 through 2021, Brown was a Titan. Vrabel was his head coach. Brown broke out in Tennessee under Vrabel's staff. The relationship is real, and the belief around the league is that Brown wants to play for Vrabel again. Before the 2026 draft, ESPN's Adam Schefter reported that Brown was likely to become a Patriot post-June 1st. The Eagles drafted USC wide receiver Makai Lemon in the first round, which was a clear signal that Philadelphia is ready to move on. The deal would reportedly cost New England a 2028 first-round pick. This was the most important roster move the Patriots could make this summer. And then the Vrabel situation exploded on the front page of every tabloid in the country. So here is the critical part. Does the Vrabel and Russini situation actually threaten the A.J. Brown trade? On May 4th, Schefter went on the Pat McAfee show and said directly, "There is nothing that has transpired here that has deterred this trade. I still think it is on track. I still think it is going to happen." He still projected a 2028 first-round pick as the price. He still expected the deal to close around June 1st. That is the most credible voice in the room, and he is not hitting the panic button. But here is the wrinkle. Joe Giglio, a sports radio host on 94 WIP in Philadelphia, made the point plainly, if Mike Vrabel has to step down, it changes everything. To me, the biggest reason why AJ wants to be a Pat, and the Pats want AJ, is Vrabel. That is the real risk. It is not that the scandal directly derails the trade today, it is that if this story escalates, if Russini tells her side publicly before any kind of agreement is reached, if more photos surface, if Vrabel's position becomes truly untenable, then the entire foundation of the trade collapses. Brown is not chasing the city of Boston. He is chasing his former head coach. And there is now a universe where that coach is not around. There is also a version of this story that has nothing to do with Vrabel at all. Brown ranked 78th out of 79 qualified receivers in separation last season, according to Next Gen Stats. His age, his injury history, and his contract situation make this a complicated deal with or without a tabloid scandal running in the background. 3 other teams have now been publicly linked to Brown as potential landing spots. The Eagles are not obligated to send him to New England. They will take the best offer. So the question you have to sit with is this. Is the Vrabel and Russini situation actually what costs the Patriots A.J. Brown? Or is that reporting just a convenient explanation for a trade that was always complicated and that other teams were always going to compete for? The title of this video says the scandal just cost New England their biggest trade target, but here is the truth. As of right now, the trade is still reportedly on track. The real cost may not be the deal itself. It may be something harder to measure. The front office's focus, the quarterback's environment, and the media narrative that follows this franchise into training camp, into Week 1, and beyond. Mike Vrabel built something real in New England. A.J. Brown could take it further. Whether the biggest distraction of this offseason gets in the way of that, or whether the Patriots keep their eyes straight ahead and close the deal anyway, that is the story that plays out over the next few weeks. And you already know you are going to be watching every update.